How to Learn Anything Fast, Josh Kaufman gives us 10 principles for rapid skill acquisition. You can use the principles to get competent in a new skill in the first 20 hours of concentrated and focused learning. Principle 1. Choose a lovable project. Pick a skill you are genuinely curious about and something that will bring you joy. It is near impossible to sustain the practice needed to learn the new skill unless it's something you will enjoy doing, something you can dive headlong into and don't even notice the hours pass you by as you follow your curiosity. Josh shares a quote in the book with us from a philosopher, Karl Popper. The best thing that can happen to a human being is to find a problem, to fall in love with that problem, and to live trying to solve that problem unless another problem even more lovable appears. Pick a skill that captures your imagination and get started. Principle 2. Focus your energy on one skill at a time. Don't spread yourself too thin by trying to learn too many skills at one time. Instead, force yourself to pick one skill that you can dedicate your attention on. It's a matter of simple math. Acquiring new skills requires a critical mass of concentrated time and focused attention. You have limited energy and time to learn a new skill, so use that finite resource in a powerful, concentrated way by focusing on the prime skill. Put your secondary skills in the parking lot, so to speak, so that you can return to it at a later time. Principle 3. Define your target performance level. Work out what the good enough level looks like. When learning a new skill, you aren't trying to get mastery. You're trying to get good enough to actually do it with some confidence. You want to be able to state in a simple sentence the level that you want to get to. So for example, if you wanted to learn to play the guitar, your goal should be to learn to play one specific song. Start with a song you think you could actually learn to play. The name of the game is to pick something just out of reach, so there's some challenge, but not so difficult such that it will end up becoming demotivating for you. Arnold said it best: when you have a goal, when you have a vision, everything becomes easy. You want to pick a target performance level that you can clearly visualize in your mind that you see yourself doing. Principle 4. Deconstruct the skill into sub-skills. Break the skill down into smaller skills. Most skills are a combination of smaller skills. If you want to learn to make a YouTube video, for example, break that down into learning how to research and write about a topic, filming the content, and then editing the video. Learn about thumbnails and video titles. The sum of all those smaller skills will get you to the main skill. There's only one way to eat an elephant, a bite at a time. Desmond Tutu. Breaking down the skill will help you identify the parts that matter, so you can ignore the less important parts and focus all your energy on the parts that will help you make progress. Principle 5. Obtain critical tools. Take the time out to find the tools or the equipment you need to learn the new skill. If you're learning to film video, then research beginner options for camera and lighting. Josh says it simply: by ensuring you have the resources you need before you begin, you maximize your practice time. Pick something you can afford and, if possible, stretch a little so you can actually grow into it. Principle 6. Eliminate barriers to practice. Get rid of things that will distract you from doing your practice. If it takes long to get started, then have all your tools ready to go. Pick a time and environment that will make it more comfortable for you to get your reps in. Relying on willpower consistently to overcome these barriers is a losing strategy. For example, I used to have my tripod and camera all set up when I was trying to learn how to make videos, and I used to film these at night when it was a little quiet. Now find what works for you such that it's easy to get started with as few distractions as possible. Principle 7. Make dedicated time for practice. Do a time audit of your days and work out where you're spending most of your time during the day, and then pick the things that you can swap out and use for your new skill instead. Finding time is a myth. If you're relying on finding time to do something, it will never be done. If you want to find time, you must make time. Go so far as to log every hour for 7 days in a row so you know over the course of the week how your time is getting used. When you look at your log, you'll be surprised how much time you can actually carve out to learn your new skill simply by dropping out low-value time sinks. Once you drop the things out that you are going to stop doing, then carve out a specific hour or two in your day to work on that skill. Then commit to the schedule. Block it out in your calendar if you have to, but make the decision that you will invest those 20 hours into the skill. Principle 8. Create fast feedback loops. The faster you can get feedback about your skill, the faster you will end up learning that new skill. Also, tracking your progress makes it enjoyable because progress feels good. You don't want to do the thing and have no idea that you're getting good at it. The more sources of feedback you integrate into your practice, the faster you'll acquire the skill. Get different types of feedback so you learn faster. In the video making example we talked about earlier, you can watch your playbacks, you can analyze the results, you can hear feedback from your friends, and you can even pay for a coach and get feedback there too. You both broaden the type of feedback you get because it comes from different sources, but you also deepen the type of feedback you get because you get multiple forms of confirmation. Principle 9, practice by the clock in short bursts. We often overestimate how much we can learn in the short term and underestimate how much we can learn in the long term. People aren't good at accurate estimates on how long something will take, but you can put some guardrails in place to help you stay on target and make progress. The more periods of sustained practice you complete, the faster your skill acquisition. Set aside time for 3 to 5 practice sessions a day, and you'll see major progress in a very short period. Josh talks about the concept of sustained practice. The key to learning a skill fast is to stack a bunch of short sessions consecutively over the 20-hour period. It's easier to complete shorter sessions, and you also feel good when you finish a session, so you can keep doing them one at a time. Principle 10, emphasize quantity and speed. When you learn a new skill, you want to get the reps in. Your sessions and your progress can look a little bit messy, and that's okay. It's more important to get as many sessions in as you can so the learnings can stick and you will eventually improve. Skill is the result of deliberate, consistent practice. And in the early stage practice, quantity and speed trump absolute quality. Josh recommends to first get your form right so your practice sessions are productive. And once you're doing good enough with the skill and your technique is in that 80% or so range, then it's about dialing up the speed so you can practice more frequently and get to your goal as fast as possible. If you're enjoying this sort of strategy content, then I encourage you to check out overnightstrategist.com to get access to tools and training to help you with strategic thinking and storytelling. I've only just scratched the surface of this book. There's a bunch of techniques and stories in there that will help you think about the concept of rapid skill acquisition. I encourage you to check out the book. It will give you a full blueprint for learning new skills which you can use to either make yourself more valuable or find something that you always wanted to learn and wanted to know about, but you've been putting it off. Now, it's definitely possible to get a new skill at a good enough or competent level in 20 hours. All it takes is having a clear goal, breaking it down, and then practicing consistently. And before you know it, you'll have your new skill. Thanks, and see you soon.